Thanks. Are you a birthday boy? Happy birthday.
Warm.
How's the year going so far?
A little warm today. Say it again.
I say, how's your year going so far?
Jerry, it's actually been surprisingly a good year. And, and it's I'm not quite sure why. But no, it has been a very good year so far. And I got my fingers crossed that that's going to continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the raffle is still open. Chris is over here, speaking in the third person over by the entrance. We have almost $1,400 in the pot. Come on, help contribute. We appreciate it. I'll be here for a little while longer.
Hello, Jerry. It looks like. Good to see you. Well, that looks like noon to me, doesn't it? Look like
It does
noon?
look like noon, yeah.
Does it give you a shock if you talk too long?
That's why they have me hooked up. What is happening? Welcome to downtown. Huh? Fellow Rotarians, welcome to downtown. Please grab your seat. We've got our pal John McCaleb that's going to come up and lead us in the pledge and song, but first I'm going to tell you some things about him. He originally joined back in April of '91. He was president in 2002 and 3. He stepped away to enjoy retirement for a couple years in '06. When I was asked to be president-elect, my first phone call after there, second phone call, first was to my wife, was to John McCaleb to let him know that he would be rejoining during my administration. Is that not working? Huh? Oh, it's all bundled up. I'll fix that. So anyway, John is with McCaleb Construction. He's retired. Construction remodeling. I think everybody knows he had an amazing firm, Caleb Construction. And he'll be singing along with all of us, "You're a Grand Old Flag." John?
Well, this is a special pleasure to get this elevated view of everyone again. It's been a long time. So join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we're going to sing "You're a Grand Old Flag," and those of you who still have a great memory, I want you to think of Stub Ashcraft as we sing this, because he would be singing loud and proud right now. Maestro.
Hold on a second.
Okay, we're holding. Anybody got a joke?
Yeah, right? I'll get it. I accidentally turned it off. Okay, sorry. We'll take it. All right, we're
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. Thank you.
Thanks, John. They stuck this wonderful contraption on top of me because they thought it would be a great opportunity, because everybody keeps messing with the microphone. I guess I'm too tall. So we're going to move into the inspiration. Ann Marsh is going to come up and talk to us. She's retired education. She joined last year, and she's a graduate of the University of Americas. Ann.
This is not too tall for me. Awesome. So today is a vocational day. We are fortunate to have Kathy Prather here from JTED that we support so much. Vocational schools, as you will probably recall, in the 60s kind of went the way of the Model T when getting to the moon became more important than fixing your electrical problems or building furniture. And I ask you to remember these two numbers, 114 and 202,000. So do you want to be an inspiration to others? Do you want in particular to be a Rotarian who inspires students to further their education? And did you know that as a club, we have the opportunity to help students, reach their vocational goals, and that this does not cost 1 single cent of the budget in this club, not one. Did you know that Angela Moore is the chair of this committee, and that she handles those students' interviews and recommendations, and that our club alone, just our club, last year, sponsored 9 students for a total of $17,000. The Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona, otherwise known as TRVFA, is one of the best-kept secrets in Rotary and is funded completely by donation. The easiest way is for you to include them on your tax credit on your IRS return. Arizona is one of the few states that lets donations happen like this. So all of us, both as individuals and the members of this powerful group of Rotary, can inspire others to make a difference in their lives, bring back the importance to vocational training. And oh yeah, the reason for those two numbers. Last year, Arizona granted 114 grants to the tune of almost $202,000. So yeah, be the inspiration.
Ann, thank you. Please be seated. Ann, thank you. A couple of quick announcements before we jump into lunch. First, I want to give everybody an update on Ernie Montage. So Ernie, surprisingly, I think we're all shocked at this, is actually out of the hospital. And he's at home recovering. It's going to be a long recovery. There actually are some get well cards. I know we did it 3 weeks ago, new get well cards for Ernie. If you would take the time to sign those would be great. I want to also thank the Switcher Studio team in that corner back there. I'm going to call them out. Their fearless leader, Bob Logan's off goofing off, but Tom's here, Chris is here. I don't see Jen here. I know Matt's here. Dan, thank you guys. I want you guys to know that if you pay attention to the screens today, what you're going to see is the way that our virtual audience sees Switcher Studio. So when people are watching this later, if they're tuning onto it now, this is what they're going to see. So I want to just thank you guys for helping us a bunch. A little round of applause for these guys. One last thing before we adjourn for lunch. Probably the thing I think every president struggles with is what to do with the agenda. There's never enough time, especially given what's going on with our Centennial event and our really hyped up car show. I know some of you need to leave at 1:20, and that's fine. It's okay to get out of here at 1:20. We're going to, until we get through the car show, we're going to extend our meetings till 1:30. Again, if you need to wrap it and get out of here at 1:20, that's fine. There's just no way we can get through all the business that we have in that period. So for a couple of months, we're going to do that. I hope you guys would bear with me. One last thing. really depressed. I went over to check on the 11:30 club. There's nobody there. I don't know who the chairman is, but somebody should talk to him. Enjoy your lunch. We'll be back in about 20 minutes.
I had a Cobb salad.
I think we could push you up before have you be the first of the announcements. If you wouldn't mind, if you would just mention to the back table that we're going to move you up to the very first. You bet. Nobody here. Yes. And I actually got to remove from my comments. Yeah, I got in time to even do that. That was pretty cool.
And I just wanted to say hi. And I got your email, and I just need to talk to you briefly. Okay? How are you?
Hi, John. Okay. And you know why I got that fixed? Because I had a past president who's not shy. He reached out to me and said, hey, thank you. You are. That's perfect. Close on Monday. Next year, I don't know. That's what we'll do for JTED. Well, you know, many years ago.
He got 3.5 inches over there.
Well, I think it's one of those things for us that there's no question that JTED will do what our first thing. And I think with the new campus and all the stuff that's going on, it'll only get stronger. And especially with such great leadership.
I have a question for you. Have you heard from Jim Murphy about the August 26th CEO? Is that still happening? I haven't heard from him.
I think Jim is here. I think it was.
Yeah, I haven't seen it from him, but I'm excited about that. Former Rotarian was right.
And I'm with you. Sorry, that guy's a troublemaker. I really like Bruce.
You know, it meant so much because the idea of a high school in that location goes back 16 years to Bruce Wright in Tech Park. And when Bruce toured it with Jim, they came by and everything ended up putting this event together. It exceeded his expectations, which meant
Well, I think it exceeds everybody's expectations.
What's your group?
I can't wait to get you all there.
We're dying to go see it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so hard right now. Everything is still. No, but we definitely got the northern space.
I had a nudge today. There might be a train. So I went over to the freeway.
We started school last Thursday, so the teachers
Really did well.
they're getting there, and I think we have some things that they may have in the classroom last year. Chairs and those kinds of
Go west to the freeway and then get off the conference.
The more that people know about their kids, the more they'll want to get to those schools.
Just enough lights that you probably
I think it's a good exercise for us, too. For a club that's been focused on reading and literacy. It's just such amazing. I think it's also good other clubs ask themselves some questions about what can they do to help. We'll find ways to get local.
I was looking for Larry Adams. He's usually here too.
you have a cabin.
We had one of these this year. Of course, it was.
Now, what she, Antonio, did you help me out with that
I
one?
want to get that. Great things about this man.
Welcome back. Please keep eating and enjoy your grub. So we've gotten away from introducing guests and visitors with our move and all the great number of visitors that we've had. We are going back to that, so I want to apologize for not doing it as consistently as we should. I asked Wes if he would be our guy today that would come up and introduce guests and visitors. Totally surprised it with him. I think everybody knows that he is a real estate guy with Zillow and knows more about residential than anybody. And he's just being really impactful right now for us on our membership committee. Wes.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. We do not have visiting Rotarians today, but we do have a few guests, and we'd love for you to stand and be recognized. Guests of Don Rawlings would be Nan Rawlings.
Hey, Ray.
Doug Freeman. And Elizabeth Freeman.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Guests of Marcy Euler, Sabi Andino, David Doré.
Hey, David.
And then we have a guest with Tom Campbell, Melissa Renders.
Melissa.
And Nancy Stockton is Keith Stockton.
Hey.
Dot Kreth. With Dot, we have Deb Bright, Paul Donnelly, and Yvette Marie Margian.
Yvette.
Where'd she go? Oh, okay.
She'll be here, I guess.
And Hugh Thompson has a guest, Alan Thompson.
Here's Alan.
And guest of Jerry Hollowell, Anita Scales. And there we have it. Thank you and welcome.
Wes, thank you. I'll take it off the end. So we're all here today, and we're going to have a great keynote speaker. I think everybody knows Kathy. If you don't, you've been asleep at the wheel. If you don't know about JTED, you've also been asleep at the wheel. As everybody knows, we've had our buddy Rick Rose with Film Creations, along with Matt Russell, handle the introduction for our keynote speakers. Without further ado, let's hear what Matt has to say.
A Tucson native and graduate of Sabino High School, Kathy Prather's career in education has spanned 32 years in multiple locations across Arizona. This experience prepared Kathy for her current role as Superintendent and CEO of Pima County's JTED program. Prior to joining Pima JTED, Kathy served as Director of Career and Technical Education for both the Sunnyside and Tucson Unified School Districts. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Management, a Master of Arts degree in Vocational Technical Education, and multiple certifications from the Arizona Department of Education. In 2011, Kathy was recognized as Administrator of the Year by the Association for Career and Technical Education of Arizona. And in 2016, she was given their Lifetime Achievement Award. Kathy has served on the boards of the National Council of Local Administrators, the Arizona Council of Occupational and Vocational Administrators, and she was instrumental in the passage of the Pima County Joint Technical Education District in 2006, which continues to bring in over $20 million annually for programs in Pima, Santa Cruz, and Pinal counties. Kathy is married to Brad, a retired teacher, and she has 2 grown children. In her spare time, she loves to travel and play golf. Let's have an enthusiastic Rotary welcome for Kathy Prather.
Good afternoon. What do you say to a group of people who made something phenomenal happen? As members of the Rotary Club of Tucson, you need to understand what you have done and what you have done to transform our community and the experience possible for high school students. A couple years ago, we were thinking at Pima JTED about possibly building a new school facility on the southwest side in an area underserved for career and technical education opportunities. And we weren't sure if we could make it happen. And about that same time, one of our governing board members, Dr. Wayne Pete, member of Rotary Club of Tucson, came to me and said, there's this Centennial grant in this group I'm in, Rotary Club of Tucson, and we should apply. And I said, well, okay, we can do that. And are there any other people applying? And he said, yeah, probably about 100 community groups you'll be competing against. And then I said, well, how much is it? And when he told me the amount, the possible amount, it was exciting. And what has happened since then is that was the tipping point. You, as Rotary Club of Tucson members, you made this new school building happen. And I'm going to be telling you about what you have done and also telling you about what may happen in the future. So before I even start, you need to know what you have done. And I want to thank you for making this happen in Tucson. This is huge. In my opinion, my own opinion, and a few others, this is probably the biggest thing to happen to high school education, possibly even in the state of Arizona. And you're going to hear why in this presentation. So thank you so much for inviting me here today. Also, before I begin, I want to introduce one of my 5 bosses. We have Bob Schlanger, Chair, Governing Board Chair of the Pima JTED. And I'm not sure if Dr. Wayne Pete is here, but he's also on our board and he's one of your members. So thank you for your support, and let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, this is the JTED Innovative Learning Center at the Bridges. And what's really unique about this is 2 different school districts share this facility. And I'm really excited to get you to see this in the coming months. I know you're all going to be invited at one point or another to be able to tour it. But this is groundbreaking because, first of all, this building was not funded through adding another tax. This was not built by an override or a bond. We built this using a public-private partnership and doing a lease purchase and paying for it within 7 years based on enrollment and operating leanly. It's shared by 2 school districts, which also financially helps make this happen. During the day, we lease 11 classrooms to Tucson Unified School District, and that created a new high school for TUSD called Innovation Tech High School. The students at that school during the day, they go to their academic classes through TUSD because JTED does not deliver academic classes. We do the career and technical vocational classes. And then they go down the hall into our other classrooms where we have our JTED programs, And to them, it's seamless. To the students and parents, it's seamless. But what's happening is they're going from one school district into another, and we're sharing a facility. Now, that is unheard of. You have to agree. 2 school districts sharing something like that. It's unheard of. Then, that student group, during the day, by the way, also they're doing exciting project-based learning, which is also pretty much unheard of for public high schools in Southern Arizona. The students are going to be looking at problems they can solve, community-based problems, and seeing an integration of their math class, their science class, their English class, combined with their technical classes. So it's really a whole new exciting way to deliver education. So then at 3:30, those, right now it's about 300 students, they go home, and a new group come in. And these students are there. They come to this campus just for the career and technical education, the vocational education classes. And they come from Vail, they come from homeschools, they come from private schools, they come from charter schools, they come from Cholla, Tucson High, Pueblo High, Marana, and even as far as Rio Rico and Nogales. They come from everywhere in Southern Arizona to attend. And what that does is that helps us financially because our model is based on enrollment. So you can see from the photo, the large expansive room on the upper left is our cafeteria by day. Other hours, it's our event center. And Raytheon has agreed to sponsor that as an event center. You can see an outdoor learning and collaboration space up above on the second level. That's in the upper right. And then you can see classroom space, collaboration areas. And the one in green, and our AV experts down there at the end of the room, they're going to recognize that as a green screen studio. Yeah, thumbs up. And we've had television crews come in, and they're blown away by the studio. And then behind it, through glass, is a computer lab. So the students are doing virtual reality, 3D animation, game design. And so it's a very exciting program. So some things you need to know is a little bit about our economic impact. We like to call Pima JTED. JTED, by the way, Joint Technical Education District. We're one of 14 career and technical education districts in the state of Arizona. And what you need to know is we are Economic Development 101. $68 million is what our alumni have earned annually since about 2018. 98% graduation rate for our students. So students who engage in these programs and they complete a program, 98%. That's right. That deserves a clap. So the general population, grad rate for high school students in Arizona, it's down about 74%. So there's a huge difference. When students get engaged in something, get their hands on education, get engaged, it provides that learning in context, which is huge. So they go on, they graduate from high school, but they actually go on to post-secondary at a higher rate as well of the general population, and they complete those post-secondary. So for some, that means going on to a 4-year university. For some, it's a tech school. Some, Dr. David Dore is here from Pima Community College. They go on to Pima Community College. We have a great partnership with Pima Community College in many different ways to help deliver this education. And we have 5,000 industry certifications and licenses have been earned by our students from just between 2015 and 2020. And 82% of our students are placed in college, career, and or the military. So what this means to you in Economic Development 101, as local business leaders, community members, is these students are graduating and they are not possibly needing the social services they would need otherwise because they're able to be productive members of our community, but also for many of you that own businesses, they are your workforce, right? We're dealing with a huge workforce shortage right now, so they are also your future employees for many of you. So we contribute in so many different ways. So our goal, what we do, is provide a skilled workforce for industry. So it's good for the students because it provides them with that skill, that love of learning. They want to learn more, they want to go on, further their education, go to work. be productive members of society. So it helps our student, it helps our families, and it helps our community and our business and industry members here locally, because most of them do stay here locally. And you can see some pictures here. We've got students in fire science. We've got students shown in culinary arts. We have a cosmetology program at our campus on masterpieces. And we have engineering, robotics, and also artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. We just signed up to partner, I believe, with Pima Community College and ASU Cyber Warfare Range. And then we're also delivering Amazon Web Services certifications for our students in our IT area, where they can get certified to work on cloud-based technology. So when we talk about the new campus, and I'm going to show you a picture here. If you go to our website at www.pimajted.org, it got covered up by my picture there, but you can see www.pimajted.org. That's our website, and on that website you can learn about our programs. We also have, what you see on the left is an interactive digital guide, program guide. It's what maybe back in my day we called it a course catalog. We now call them program guides, and the students and their families and their counselors can go through and look at the different programs that we have. So that's online, and you can take a look at that. But it's kind of cool, this one, because it has an interactive digital video aspect to it, which is pretty cool. But I want to get back to our new building, and you can see this was a spring 2021 insert that was inside the Biz Tucson magazine. It was in the middle of it. We had it also printed as a separate insert, but great information about our programs that I'm going to tell you now. At our new campus I'm reminding you that you helped make happen. You were the tipping point for that new campus. We have culinary and nutritional arts. We're partnering with the University of Arizona, doing some indoor herb gardening and outdoor ag gardening as well as part of that. We have 3D animation and game design, which I mentioned earlier, which includes virtual reality. We have cybersecurity, which includes the cyber warfare range and the Amazon Web Cloud-based Services certifications. We have engineering, and we're focusing on our engineering in 3 areas: aerospace, mining technology, and optics. We're customizing our engineering curriculum that, in general, the standards come from Arizona Department of Ed, but we want to make it right for Southern Arizona and focus on those things that we do so well in Southern Arizona: mining, aerospace, and optics. And then we have a robotics and automation program that's new. And also we have a new air transportation drone program. The students work, just like in all of our programs, they are geared towards specific industry certifications. And our industry members tell us what to deliver in these programs. We don't start a program without industry involvement. We've got to have them helping us design it. And so our newest is drone technology, and it's air transportation. The students get certified in FAA Part 107A, I believe the certification. The students and instructors are also now building in an aspect to it for private pilot ground school certification as well. So I have something I'd like to show you, and we're going to show you a video. And this kind of gives you an idea about how we develop our programs. And this was specifically about drone technology, but you get a feel for the opportunities. You learn a little bit about our internship, meet one of our students, and his intern experience with Mary at Darling Geomatics. So I'm going to attempt to make this happen and play it. See if it goes. Looks good so far.
Before I came here or did the drone program, I thought that flying drones is mostly a hobby. So it's very cool to be a part of something that's cutting edge technology in a sense.
Every year the cameras get better, the other sensors get better. Mary Darling, CEO of Darling Geomatics. We're a high-tech land surveying company, so we use every tool available to create measurable maps for our customers. It's been amazing, the sensors, the capabilities of the drone, ability to fly further, fly faster, and get extremely good data.
I believe that going through the aviation and air transportation drone program at Pima JTED helped me gain some knowledge in order to be successful in this internship.
JTED teaches all the basics for these students, so when they get to Darling Geomatics, they have so many skills that put them in a different arena than other employees that we start from scratch.
It's a cool feeling to know that I'm actually helping clients out by giving them a good final product that they can actually use to get better knowledge about where they're working. With this internship now, I've gotten a much better understanding of how useful drones can actually be in everyday, commercial life.
So it's been really fun working with JTED, getting a full curriculum so when people leave JTED, those students have the career skills to really get into the work world and start being productive immediately. And that is what a lot of employers are looking for right now.
All right. So a couple things about our programs. That's just one example of one partnership, one program. But you have to know what we do is tuition free. It's also fee free. And our students are able to earn in most of our programs free credit from Pima Community College. So we really appreciate our partnership with Pima Community College. Also, demand for these programs continues to grow, and so we have expanded our offerings even beyond all of our campuses, including our new one. We often utilize Pima Community College as a delivery for these programs. So we have students going directly to Pima Community College campuses, such as the aviation facility on Nogales Highway or the downtown campus, and students are enrolled in aviation, welding, automotive technology, and many others. And students then report to Pima Community College. We have special high school cohort classes set up. We pay the tuition, we pay for the books. It's a great partnership. So it enables us to continue to expand what we're doing. But that said, demand for this new campus, that, by the way, can I remind you, you helped make happen, has grown. Last year, our evening program was full at 400 at capacity, even despite the pandemic. The daytime program was about just under 200, and now this year, the new TUSD High School, they're over 300 from what I understand. We are out of classroom space. We have first right of refusal to land nearby. So we have been in discussions with the developers, Don Bourne, Gary Brav of BFL, in talking about the need for another building. And then at the same time, we had University of Arizona President Bobby Robbins come to us, and we met, and he was really impressed with our medical and health career programs. And we've had meetings now for about 6 months talking about the idea that maybe we should build a medical and health careers high school like what they did in Houston, where Dr. Robbins came from. And so we float this idea out in the community, and the community says, wow, a medical and health careers high school? Can we do that? So yes, we can, because we are just, throwing the rules out the window and looking at new models of delivery here. And so discussions are pretty darn serious right now. We are about to start to draw up some designs, and we've had community members come forward, just mentioning Larry, thank you, and his group, and we have others that are very interested in being a part of this. So there's some very special announcements coming down the road about what that new school will be, could be, and the partnerships involved. And so I just want to say to you that you have really done something amazing. You were that spark. You were that tipping point. You tipped things over where we said, okay, yeah, I think with Rotary Club of Tucson and the Centennial Grant, we think we can do this. And with the support of the community, we think we can do this. And what's happened is there's a new model being developed for how you can deliver high school education as an opportunity. But it's not for everybody, but it's another option. And we're getting the attention of people, and people are now telling us that maybe this is a new national model that you have started. And now with talk and plans for the Medical and Health Careers High School, it's getting even more exciting. So I want to share with you, my goodness, look what you've done. And I want to clap for you, thank you. And then I want to also share with you, besides thank you and how grateful we are and excited about this year and the Centennial Grant and all the activities and the car show and the auction, is I want to share with you maybe how you also can engage. We have industry-specific program advisory committee members. So if you're from a particular industry, you could come and help advise us regarding curriculum or new program development. You could host an internship or job shadow. You could serve as a guest speaker in our programs. And we would love for you to continue to spread the word in the community about Pima JTED and what we're about and about the opportunities. There are still people in the community who maybe don't know who we are and what we do, but wow, we together are certainly making history. And so I just want to thank you for your time today and then open it up for any questions you might have. So thank you.
I wasn't by my microphone, so I had to run and get it.
Okay.
I think I saw a hand over here from Mitch first, so let me have him ask.
Thanks. So first of all, thank you very much for coming. I'm a big supporter of JTED. There's a lot of people here in a number of ways. I love the statistics you had. I did have a question about one of them.
Yes.
It was like the last one you had, it said 82% of your graduates either went to college, career, or the military.
Yes.
What's the other 18%?
Likely the ones that we can't get a hold of to verify. So we are required to put in a report every year, which is we have to contact each of our program graduates 6 to 9 months after they graduate from high school. And it's called a follow-up report. And we have to get in touch with them and verify where they are and what they're doing. So it's not really what they tell us before they graduate. Oh yeah, I'm going on to the university. We have to actually, 9 months later, follow up and see, where are you? What are you doing? Is it related to what you studied with us? And verify it. We report that to the federal government. So it is something we formally have to do. So that said, as you can imagine, it is difficult to get a hold of some students. And so that's what we have, but there's many we can't get a hold of. They move, they change phone numbers, their email address is no longer valid, a whole bunch of reasons. So some things are happening to really improve that data. And one of those is we're setting up with the National Clearinghouse, which is when students enroll in a university or college that's a part of the National Clearinghouse, then we can get that data directly. We're also asking Arizona Department of Education to engage with the Arizona Department of Labor and DES to begin to try to match up that data through the records, the employment records and so forth. So it's a little bit clunky right now, but right now we have to do it manually. And my guess is most of that 18%, they are people that we couldn't get a hold of.
Thank you. I know I have a couple more questions. I'll get over to you. Quick story. I've been in education for 20 years.
Yes.
And have some former students that went through the JTED program. They're doing fabulous. In fact, I was in an emergency room recently, laying there on the bed, and one of my former students walks up and, Dodge, what are you doing here? Well, yeah, there you go. But they're doing good things.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm so impressed. I've been in 9 different school districts, and I've never worked with a program at 98%. Could give me a nutshell, how do you get 98% graduation?
So what happens is, if you remember high school, some parts of it aren't different, a lot is different, but the students go to school for certain reasons. And what we find is the students in these programs, they go to high school because they love their automotive technology program, or they love their construction program, or they have a dream to be a nurse and they want that type of education. So in all fairness, our programs draw in those kids that have those passions, or they discover those passions while they're in school and they see, oh, this is why I have to learn math. If I want to be a pharmacist, I'm going to have to maybe count and be able to do calculations and so forth. So I think it's who we attract, but also I think it's what happens, because I hear from teachers repeatedly that all of a sudden a student discovers something and they're like, oh, I get it now, and they change. We change lives, and I hear that every year about students who maybe were pushed into our program by somebody, a counselor or parent, and then all of a sudden they get it and they understand and they find something, and then there's that camaraderie. The daytime program is phenomenal that TUSD runs in partnership with us. Students all are there for a certain reason because they're excited and passionate. But then the evening programs are really special, because if you walk into a licensed nursing assistant training class and you ask them, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Marana High School. I'm from Vail. Well, I'm homeschooled. I go to this other private school. I mean, they're from everywhere, yet they're all there together. And they're there because they want to be, and it's, so I think that's part of it. I think it's about the learning in context and about the engagement, and that's why it's 98%. And in all fairness, I think some music programs, right? Some certain things that kids get engaged with, they do the same thing. So I think it's just another example of we've got to engage them. And one of the things that we are doing that's really special is we're reaching down to the lower grade levels, to middle school, to get them excited, because we only deliver high school, but we're realizing we've got to get the middle school kids engaged and excited about what they're going to do even before they come to us and work on career exploration. So we've started running camps in the summer, and we're expanding that because we need to get them excited and engaged younger and younger to be able to get them through school and get them through high school. So thank you for your question.
That's fantastic. I'll do a quick car show commercial here, guys. We go out and sell tickets. I've been with Roger, and he knows the story. We have a $100,000 Corvette out there, and like, hey, do you want to buy a raffle ticket? Some people are like, yeah, no. And then we say, hey, the proceeds go to JTED. Wallets come out. And it's true story, guys. And if you haven't sold raffle tickets yet, or for the car show tickets, that's your line. It works. People support JTED and what you're doing, so appreciate that very much. Chuck Sawyer has a question.
Hey, Kathy, thanks for being here, and thank you for all the great work you do, and we're excited to be a part of it. A question on the traditional trades. We heard about all kinds of great new high-tech trades, but shortage of carpenters and plumbers and mechanics and all the people that you hear about town. Can you talk just a little bit about how does JTED, not this high school, but how does the broader community of technical training help on those fronts?
Oh, great question, thank you. So we currently have 20,000 students enrolled in programs in Southern Arizona that Pima JTED supports. So many of those programs are at what we call our satellite campuses. So if you go to Tucson High School, you're going to see an automotive technology program, an auto body program, a welding program, business, and others. And so our satellite programs deliver many of these, as well as we do too. We have a heavy equipment program that's out at Walden Grove High School right now that we operate. And then we also have a construction technology program at the Star Center on Liberty Avenue. But when we looked at the data, there were two areas that the data show we really need to continue to expand. One was healthcare, which we are addressing, and the other is industrial technology, and that would be the trades. So I see us continuing to find ways to expand that. what we're doing, I would say the biggest growth right now is partnering with Pima and using the new Pima Community College facilities at their new centers of excellence that are either built or being planned to be built, are expanding. So I think just with automotive technology alone, we doubled the number of students going to that auto technology program there. So it's a partnership. We are still looking at ways to expand welding. And if anyone has a welding company with welding bays, we're looking for a location. We ran our HVAC program at Train for a couple years to get us started, and actually used Train's, their company's training center, and leased from them. So we're trying to get creative to address that. So great question. Thank you.
Mark, I think we're going to hand it back to you now. All right. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Kathy, thank you for being here today and for presenting to us. She has signed a book for us that's going to go into our Make Way for Books library. It's entitled Harry by the Sea. Thank you for signing that. I tell you, does that not make you feel good about what we're doing with JTED? I mean, you know, I don't know about you guys and gals, but I just think it's so cool what we're doing and how impactful that'll be, not just this year, but for so many years going forward. And I can't wait to see a healthcare campus go up. That just would be so cool. So it's that time. We got some birthday boys, and we're going to start off with Jerry Sullivan. I think everybody knows that Jerry is in the food industry, ice cream. He's went to North Dakota University. He joined back in August of his birthday is in August of 09. He actually joined back in August of 1997. When asked those important questions, what didn't we know about Jerry? First off, he's a music nut. He's got 5,000 plus songs on just his iPhone alone. He initially joined the Sunset Club when he first moved here in '86. Why does he stay? He stays for the fellowship. He loves the fifth Wednesday meetings. And what does Jerry plan to do? He plans to showcase our move to the Tucson Community Center, and he knows it's going to help us improve our club. Jerry.
Thank you, President Mark. I'd like to first of all thank my sponsors. In the Sunset Club, it was John Beatty. Some of you old-timers may have known John. I think he recruited about 3,000 new members during his lifetime. I was recruited here by Rudy Matthews, who some of you may remember. I've been trying to get Rudy to rejoin the club for about 10 years now. Hopefully I'll one day succeed. I would like to, well, first of all, I'm very thankful. This year is not a milestone birthday for me. It's 79. It's also not a milestone anniversary of my involvement with the club. That's 24 years. That'll be next year, and maybe I'll get to talk for 2 minutes instead of 1. But I just want to say that I'm very thankful also that 4 years ago we actually sold our restaurant, and that's allowed Kathy and I to enjoy our retirement time and avoid having to worry about the pitfalls of trying to deal with the business during COVID-19. The other thing I'm thankful for is that by selling the restaurant, I've been able to overcome my addiction to chocolate, marshmallow, and nuts. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's been a rocky road. So Mark, here's a couple checks for you. Thank you.
That's actually excellent. So and by the way, my favorite ice cream is Rocky Road, so that really hit a great spot for me. So I think everybody knows our pal Dr. Hugh Thompson, and you reached out to me yesterday and said, could I have a couple extra minutes? And I initially told him no, because we just didn't have any podium time, but now that you guys have all graciously agreed to stick around a couple extra minutes, I told you he can speak a little longer. So as everybody knows, well, first off, his birthday is on the 13th. He joined back in June of '89, medical and healthcare, orthopedic surgery. He's a Yaley guy, you know. Some things you didn't know. So he climbed Mount Rainier. He climbed the Grand Teton. He also went up to Kopatar, Nepal, which overlooks Mount, help me. Thank you, Everest, and had a chance to look at that. So he's definitely a climber. He joined because at the end of his career, he wanted to continue doing impactful things. His status, why does he stay? He just loves the impact, and he likes the mindset that our club has that nothing's impossible. And what does he plan to do? He plans to continue to be a part of a group effort here. Dr. Thompson.
Good afternoon. It's always great to be here. I want to thank my sponsors, the late Professor Richard Kincaid and the consummate Rotarian, Dr. John Wong, for asking me to try Rotary. And it was the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life, almost. So that's why I'm still working 30 years later or more. I don't know, only the shadow knows how long I'll be able to climb up on this dais, so I'm going to relate a story that a patient told me in the last year of my practice about her unlucky sister Susan. They were in church one Sunday, and the pastor asked if anybody in the congregation wanted to express gratitude for an answered prayer. Susie stood and went to the podium. She said, "I have some praise. 2 months ago, my husband Frank had a terrible bicycle accident and his scrotum was completely crushed. The pain was excruciating and the doctors didn't know whether they could help him." You could hear a muffled gasp from the men in the congregation as they imagined the pain poor Frank experienced. "Frank was unable to hold me, or the children," she continued, "and every move gave him terrible pain. We prayed as the doctors performed a delicate operation, and it turned out that they were able to piece together the crushed remnants of Frank's scrotum and wrap a wire around it and held it in place with metal staples. Again, the men in the congregation cringed and squirmed uncomfortably as they imagined the horrible surgery performed on Frank. Now, she announced in a quivering voice, "Thank the Lord. Frank is out of the hospital and the doctors say that with time his scrotum will completely heal." All the men sighed with unified relief. The pastor rose tentatively and asked if anyone else had something to say. A man stood up and walked slowly to the podium. He said, "I'm Frank." You could hear a pin drop. "I just want to tell my wife that the word is sternum." On a more important note, I just want to remind everybody that service is a gift of love, and that's what Rotary is all about. And love is all that matters. So to really enjoy the action of Rotary, you've got to join our service project. And thank you, and Mark, the checks are at the table.
So let me ask you guys, was that not worth having a couple extra minutes to add to the program? I mean, have you ever heard the doc tell the joke before? No. I mean, I got to tell you something. This could be a new replacement for you. Stu, watch out. It's time for a Paul Harris Fellow presentation. Where is Scott? Scott, come on up. Scott is going to be making a presentation here to Don Rollins and crew. And I don't think we need to really do much introduction of you. He's a past president. He's kind of done everything. Take it away.
Greetings, Rotarians. It's a pleasure to be here today. Today we come closer to a world of peace and understanding with the presentation of these two Paul Harris Fellows. Both recipients are already wearing their pins, as everyone at the table is. I just love that. Doug Freeman. Freeman is receiving his Paul Harris Fellow as a gift from his father-in-law and fellow Rotarian, Don Rawlings. Don says, Doug is a special guy. I have known few people like him. He's a gentleman, he works hard, he cares for his family, friends, and community. And he also has accomplished much on the international stage as a triathlete. Doug is a consummate team player. Don says, I'm both thankful and proud to have him in our family. Doug was born in Edinburgh, Scotland, and lived overseas before moving to the East Coast for schooling. He's a graduate of Phillips Academy, Andover, and Cornell University, and the U of A Rogers College of Law. It was in law school that Doug met his future wife, now his current wife, Elizabeth Rawlings. Before serving the Tucson community as an attorney, Doug raced around the world on the U.S. triathlon team, and young U of A triathletes have benefited from Doug's coaching talents and athletic experience. He's been an active member of the Tucson Social Venture Partners and currently serves as a member of El Grupo Youth Cycling Board of Directors. In his spare time, Doug runs the Arizona Trail, yes he does, and he frequents the Hillenbrand Aquatic Center and enjoys working in his yard. Doug and his father-in-law know what makes Rotary special. In their words, Rotary helps people, solves problems, provides avenues of service that can change lives and make the world a better place. Congratulations, Doug Freeman, on your Paul Harris Fellow. Donald Rawlings is receiving his Paul Harris Fellow +8. Say wow. Wow. Yes, indeed. Don is a 42-year member of our club, and he served as president in 87-88. This club was 66 years of age when the first woman was admitted. That was Don's year. Way to go, Don. It's about time. He's also been president of the Tucson Trade Bureau, Tucson Festival Society, Comstock Children's Foundation, Tucson Pima Public Libraries, and the Princeton Club. A native Tucsonan, Don received his bachelor's from Princeton, master's in Latin American Studies from the U of A. Something that you didn't know, but before all that education, he was more than just a kid. He held the #1 ranking in tennis among Arizona boys under 12. So Don and 4 generations of his family have shown a passionate dedication to Tucson's historic restoration and redevelopment of the Barrio Viejo neighborhood. Their project began in the early 1970s, when very few Tucsonans saw the value of preserving Tucson's historic adobe structures and its wonderful cultural traditions. Don and Nan will celebrate their 47th wedding anniversary later this year. Congratulations. Nan's a Paul Harris Fellow, by the way. And their daughter, Elizabeth Freeman, is an elder law attorney here in Tucson, and a Paul Harris Fellow, of course. And son Jim is a financial analyst in Los Angeles. Hi, Jim. You're a Paul Harris Fellow as well. So, in fact, as you can imagine, the whole family, including Don's parents, have Paul Harris Fellowships. Well, let's see. When asked why he supports Rotary International, Don said, Rotary represents an avenue that can be used to help model a way of living, an avenue without lights, without wrong turns. Our lives become the traffic which flows in a way that promotes good health and goodwill and strong friendships. Also, Don says, today I salute my friends in Rotary who've welcomed me into their lives, both here and abroad. And he considers Rotary to be one of the pillars of his life, and he is very thankful for the blessings that he has received. So congratulations, Don Rawlings, and thank you for your continued support of Rotary programs. But wait, there's more. Oh, on the right, she says. So, Doug, we've presented you with, your Paul Harris Fellow certificate, and in keeping with our tradition of a special gift of little or no value, we present you with a collector's postcard of Edinburgh Castle that was mailed in 1953, 68 years ago. Yes, a used postcard. And also a small Starbucks mug from the Been There collection from Edinburgh. And Donald, for you, because of your passion for the history of Tucson, a gently used book from John Bret Harte called Tucson, Portrait of a Desert Pueblo. Okay. Now, it's time for us to say thank you to these great recipients of the Paul Harris Fellowship.
Douglas, and great to have you guys as Paul Harris Fellows. You know who has the shortest walk to Rotary? Don Rollins. I made two promises. I promised Don he could have the shortest walk, and I made a promise to Rick Rose that we'd put some water in the Santa Cruz before I got off the Rio Nuevo board. So much for that. So we're also going to do, as I promised, this is a really neat time with this being our centennial year. It gives us a chance to look at our history, and so at every program we're going to have a history moment. Past President Charlotte's going to come up and give a history moment for us. I think she joined back in 2000, Classification Education Administrative Secretary. She's a U of A grad, and she was our president in 2008 and 2009. Charlotte.
For 100 years, our Rotary Club has focused on youth projects, a number of them to assure success in occupations as adults. You may recall that Boy Scouts in Camp Lawton was our first civic project. Fellow Rotarian Jib Rumianis shared with me that the Boy Scout movement was started in England with the purpose of giving city boys experience in the outdoors in preparation for when they served in the military. Our club has been providing scholarships for students attending the University of Arizona for over 70 years, and at Pima Community College since its inception for over 50 years. In 2005, our involvement with two programs at Sunnyside School District's Parents as Teachers were expanded in their Read With Me and Fathers Matters programs, which also served teen parents. Saturday and evening programs provided skills for fathers while reading with their students. Funding assisted the YWCA of Southern Arizona in several programs to decrease the number of women in poverty with job training. Tucson Youth Development received funding to support the participation of low-income youth through a successful health occupations internship. Youth on their own funds assisted homeless and vulnerable students to meet their basic or emergency needs so they could focus on staying in school. The Caregiver Institute of Tucson received support to provide training to address the increasing need for professional certified caregivers in our community. Funding to Gap Ministries provided training of chefs of tomorrow. For a number of years and continuing annually, as Ann mentioned in our inspiration, Rotarians have supported the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona to provide financial assistance to further vocational studies of people who qualify under the Arizona law to obtain such support. JobPath receives support to provide impoverished individuals with education and job training in local high-demand careers. Interfaith Community Services support through their Steps for Stability program focused on assisting low-income single mothers, which included a job resource center. With our support of JTED for our Centennial project, know that we are on a 100-year continuum of ensuring the success of Tucson's youth and the vulnerable with job training that will serve them today as well as in the future. Thank you, Rotary Club of Tucson.
Thanks, Charlotte. I think it's great to have those history moments. And as you know, we're going to do one a month. That's going to be a little bit longer, and it'll just be outstanding. Give us all a little bit of history. I don't know about you guys, but I've been a member for almost 30 years, and every time I hear a history moment, I hear something I didn't know. So where's our pal Chris Dodge, our amazing Sergeant-at-Arms?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
By the way, does he have like the best voice in town?
I don't know.
I mean,
about
seriously,
that.
have you ever heard anybody with a better radio voice?
Well, thank you.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
So you got a little.
I got just
raffle,
a small little raffle. Here's the King of Clubs. It really exists in the card. We're down to like 34 cards. Hugh, it's your birthday. Pick the winner. Make sure you pick a winner. While you're doing it, I'm going to shuffle. We're going to add drama. And Hugh, you're going to pick the card. Don't read it yet, but let's see if you get the King of Clubs.
It's the three of hearts, guys. So the winner today, you're still winning money. It's like $33, but we're over $1,400 in the pot. So the stakes are getting higher. And the winner today is 0702. Yeah, I told you would win today. I told you. I'm bringing you money. All right, guys, congratulations.
That's excellent. Well, hopefully somebody will win. You know, you can buy a ticket next week. Maybe you're the big winner. You haven't played yet. This could be your chance. Got a couple of announcements before we adjourn. First, I want to say thank you to the TCC. What do you guys think about the food? I think they've done a jam-up job. So we're going to kind of shuffle things around a little bit because we've got somebody who's got a rabbit. But Ken Light and Jeannie, you want to do a quick announcement on the car show, the auction?
So Ken has a dental chair he had to be in by 1:30 on Oro Valley, so he couldn't quite stick around, and I said I'd be glad to cover it. So
Lift the mic up. Yeah, lift the mic up. Sorry.
All right, and the first slide, if you want to put up, is the one with the Centennial auction. Just want to remind you some of the basics about the Centennial auction. We're looking for 250 items. Our goal is to raise $67,293, and we are in the last 2 weeks of trying to collect all of those things and get all of them listed on our online auction site, which is up there. And then the bidding starts August 27th, goes to September 24th. It closes out at 8 o'clock that night. And then there will be 5 items that are going to carry over to the next night for the Centennial event, where they will become part of the live auction. And then that day and the following day, we'll be having people picking up the items that they bid on and that they won. And then some of those things are going to go into an online auction part 2 that'll wrap up on Friday at the car show dinner. I do want to mention what the 5, we had a meeting this morning and made a decision about the 5 live auction items. So you've all known about the Jay Leno Garage Tour for 2. That'll be really special, that you just can't get that easily. And we hope that there will be people bidding around the country on it. The second thing we're going to be having in it is Diana Medeiros' commissioned painting, Pink Ocotillos at Bush Ridge. Third one will be the spa package that Faye Morse has donated in Eric Smith. We get a choice of spas, either at Valencia or Bree, California, and it also includes 2 nights of lodging and a dinner out or lunch out, depending. The fourth thing is a condo rental in Puerto Vallarta, thanks to Lynn and Dan DeVoe, and that people could choose either 1 bedroom for 2 weeks or 2 bedrooms for 1 week, and it can be their choice, and it's pretty open as far as the scheduling. And the 5th thing was a new thing we got last week, which was a 3-night stay for 2 at the Circle Bar Ranch in Montana. It includes lodging, meals, horseback riding, and other ranch activities, and we're trying to add on a travel package with it, like miles, and Ken had sent out an email asking people if they might have any miles or any airfare to donate to the cause. Would you please let him or me know if you might be able to help us out? Otherwise, we may be ending up spending money to add to that package. Those are the 5 items for the live auction. And also, I want to point out some of the new things we got in the last week, or that we haven't talked about before, some special things. This Robin Stoddard with the Scenic Flight over Southern Arizona. Matt Blair got us 4 tickets, a hat, puck, mug, and tote from Roadrunners Hockey. We've also got the Dude Ranch stay for 2 nights, where you get a choice of 3 different Dude Ranches to stay at. A unique creative painting party for 6 that Mitch has his wife providing. She has a business in that, and it's gorgeous when I looked on her website. We got 2 hours of open bowling at Tucson Bowl or Cactus Bowl that comes with shoes, a Fitbit Charge 4, even more beautiful art pieces. And then literally yesterday, I found out that Chris Edwards is going to donate an 82-inch smart TV. And just today, Desert Leaf, Dot Kret brought in a 1/4-page ad at Desert Leaf, that magazine or newsletter, worth $1,200. Thank you, Dot. And so with that, the next slide, I just want to point out we still need your help. We are hoping to still get about another 100 items in. We've got 166 as of when I left home this morning. And I know we have about 130 that are in process that people said they would ask for, or they may have already asked for, and they're waiting to hear back. It might be time to check in, because as I've made some of those calls to places that I'd requested donations, I sometimes find that, oh, I don't remember seeing that. send that back. I'd be glad to donate. So sometimes you do have to follow up if you emailed or sent a request to somebody just to find out, did they get to see it? What are they thinking? It's not the deadline yet. The letter says August 24th is the deadline, but we can't handle having 100 things come in August 24th when the auction goes live on the 27th. I can't put 100 things in 2 days. It takes time. So anything you can do to start now to check in on those things would be greatly appreciated. And if you need forms, there's some at the back table, or they're also online on our Rotary Club of Tucson webpage across the menu bar if you go to the member area. Registering to bid. On that slide, if you go back one more time, it's really critical that when we have the auction start, we have people ready to register to bid. And as of right now, there are only 7 people out there that have registered to bid. And it's not overdue yet, but it's time to start getting there. And those of you who registered last year, I'm trying to find out from the company if there's some way that we can transfer your registration over to this auction, but they haven't replied with an answer yet, and they may not be possible because you may have to opt into a particular auction. So please go out and just do it. It's really easy. You go to the website that's up at the top there. It's easy to remember. It's biddingforgood.com/Rotary Club Tucson. And then we do need a few volunteers. We need the part about helping with the donating airfare and miles. Ken has arranged, thank you many of you for donating tables for the auction location. He has a plan to get rent a truck on the morning of August 25th. He's looking for one volunteer that could work with him that day to go around to the different Rotary places where the tents are or the tables are available and pick them up and take them to the auction location. So if there's one of you that's available that day of August 25th in the morning, we'd really appreciate it. And in the future, we'll get signups for the pickup dates of September 25th and 26th from people who will pick up what they won. So please help us all reach the goal of $67,293, and together we can pull it off. Thanks so much.
Jeannie, thank you. Thank you. So I'm supposed to remind everybody that, we do have a Centennial event coming up. You should have gotten a link, an email with a link that you can register. If you've not gotten that, just reach out to Dorina and we'll make sure you get the link, but you've got to register if you have intention of going to the Centennial event, and you do that on Eventbrite. Our little handshake ribbon. So we've had a number of people that have asked for those. Again, it's a ribbon that's designed to let people know that you're just not comfortable shaking hands and hugging. And so if you want that, again, I just want to remind you, you've got to send a little email or a note to Dorina and Carrie and just say, hey, would you affix this to my badge? And I would ask those people that don't have those to really be cognizant of people and their concerns with that. I also want to thank Matt Blair, because Matt was great at helping us with this. Matt, thanks for putting up with all of our goofiness. Time for the fly fishing fun. So this has really not turned out as I expected it to turn out. I really thought it was going to go a little bit differently, and what's happened is people are sending me pictures of their grandkids, or their nieces, or their nephews, of people that are just fishing. And Rob LeMaster sent me this really great photo. If we can advance to the one that's got Rob on it, that would be Rob's family on. There we go. So there's Rob's nephews, and they're hanging out in Colorado, and they caught some nice fish, and Rob decided it'd be a good idea to showcase them at Rotary. So he's been able to send this little PowerPoint thing over to those folks, and I know they're just really enjoying it. So if you do have an idea, you want me to catch a fish and release it in your name, you've got your own fish you want to do. I'm getting pictures from people I didn't even know fished, Chris. What's up with that?
I had no idea.
I mean, it just completely amazed me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Rob, thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
And you can see that fund is slowly growing, so we'll be using that. Most of that's going to the Presidential Discretionary Fund, and that's going to be for a project that we're going to be doing over at the Boys and Girls Club. More on that. We've touched about it early, but just kind of early. Jen Hoffman.
She's right here.
Talk to me about what's going on with women.
Well, we're better than men. I'm just kidding. Well, you have.
You have to tell us something we didn't know.
All right. I'm just kidding, you guys. Everybody's equally great. So Great News membership is on the move, and it's moving in the right direction, especially when it comes to adding women members to our club. If you look at this slide here, the ratio of male to female members, the women members are now at 29%, up from 28%, which is great news, you guys, because you know, we women make stuff happen. I'm just saying. So as amazing as it is, we have a lot more to go. And in our 5-year strategic plan, our goal is to get our membership of this club, the Rotary Club of Tucson, is up to 300 people. So we have a ways to go. So we all need to take President Mark's lead, and he's done an amazing job starting us on the move to hit that target. Now this year, he's challenged everybody to try to bring in a new member, each one bring one. Well, what I encourage you to do, because I'm kind of heading up the women's membership, is make it an amazing woman. Every one of you knows a woman in the community, a friend, a colleague, somebody in business that you do business with. Bring them in here. You know, we have a lot to offer as a club, so there's more to come. Invite people. Everybody can come, not just women. We like everyone equally, but I'm just saying, just a little bit more, right? All right, thank you.
Jen, thank you. Bruce Jacobs, where's our pal Bruce?
He's right behind you.
Bruce, you got some announcements about a shirt?
You want to pull up the slide? Okay, while they're pulling it up, I pitched it last week as far as there's going to be shirts people are able to order. They're Centennial shirts. The logo is going to look like the top right-hand corner of the flyer. Next week, I'll have flyers on the back. Details on it is we'll go ahead and we'll email out this week, so everybody will get a PDF, and we'll address billing issues and things of that nature. So anyway, if you want Centennial shirts, we'll keep it open till the start of September, and then we're going to go ahead and close it at that time and order them. So order your shirts.
President-elect Bruce, thank you. Bruce? 10 and a half months to go. In case you were keeping track.
Yeah.
Where's Dojan?
Joe is coming up.
Here you go, Joe. Joe's going to talk to us about car show ticket sales.
Yes, sir. How's everybody?
Yeah.
Wow. What an awesome Rotary meeting today. What a wonderful program, Kathy. My dad was in occupational ed in Syracuse, New York for 20 years, and he's smiling down from heaven. So thanks so much. We have a favor. When you're out and about in our wonderful southern Arizona community, think about and keep an eye out for event sales. We did not this year with COVID have the number of event sales as we would like to have. So we're starting to brainstorm. We need you to help with that. We've got an awesome car to showcase. Let's get out there and find some other event sales. Okay, we know that a number of people, we know who has tickets and is selling tickets, the actual hard copy of a ticket. That's wonderful. We also know that a lot of folks are making online selling work, and some people are counting on online sales between now and the end of the sale. So we're actually going to have a meeting, a huddle, right after the meeting's dismissed today, where if there's anybody who'd like to talk Facebook ticket selling. And talk to Bob Logan. Bob has sold 92 tickets solely on Facebook. And all he did was send a Facebook sharing of the information that's on our website about the car show to his friends. It was that easy. I've done it now with 40 tickets being sold. Family, friends in other places. I've worked for the Boy Scouts. It just really works really, really well. Okay, you can see that we're at 26% of our goal. Every week now, we're growing. The sales growing. We've got plenty of time to raise all the money that we could want to raise for JTED. So the other thing, is there another slide? Yeah. These are the members who have sold 40 to 99 tickets. The ones in red are newly added. So if you've already started selling, see if you can get to that 40 ticket marker and your name will be up on the list as well. How about the next? Yeah. These are I like to call these folks pace setters, 18 members who've sold 100 plus tickets. So if you'd like a target, 40 is a good target, 100's a good target. There's no upside, there's no downside. Let's go out there and sell tickets.
Joe, thank you. Marcy, announcement on car show volunteers.
Yes, so thank you, Kathy, for your information on JTED. We from Pima are excited to be a partner with you. So part of what we need to do with the car show is to get volunteers so that we can run a great car show and make a lot of money for our project. And so the car show volunteer site on the TucsonClassicsCarShow.com website is actually live. There's not a link for it, but if you just add volunteer to the end of the .com on the Tucson Classics Car Show site, pardon me? /volunteer, thank you. I forgot the / volunteer. Then you will get to that spot. We're also trying to create some QR codes that we will send out that will help for if you want to send those out to people for volunteering, buying tickets, going to the homepage, as well as the auction information. And anyone else that might need that kind of help, happy to do that. It's really easy, and I'm glad to be of service in that way. So please sign up to volunteer and encourage your friends and family and colleagues to do so as well.
Marcy, thank you. That wraps up our announcements. As we move to adjournment, I want to just thank everybody for being here and being a little bit lenient with this extra couple minutes that we asked for. If you're joining us virtually, thank you for doing so. If you like what you hear and you'd like to learn more about Rotary, just reach out to us. You can stop by the back table as well. If you've got your badge on, don't forget to return it. And if you've not picked up your Rotary pin, don't forget to do that as well. Jerry, you? Happy birthday. You, that's still funny. By the way, you's also a Duncan yo-yo champion in high school. You, that's something that we share together. Anyway, next week is David Yetman with PBS. He's going to be doing In the Americas. And I want to thank Kathy, amazing presentation. Bob, thank you for joining us. Toast. Please join me. Here is to JTED and the amazing impact they have and will continue to make in preparing Tucson's youth for the future workforce. We are honored to be your partner. Hear, hear. We are adjourned.